So today I thought that we use some cross contours to draw a koi fish. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the main body first, and then we'll use cross contours to put in the scales. So for the body, it's nothing more than a cylinder. So, but it's tapered. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it on up nice and high. Then relatively narrow where the tail's going to be. Drops down, comes over like so. This right here represents where the head's going to start. So here, this is going to continue down, but this is going to stay relatively flat. And this particular koi has his mouth open. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a half or 3/4 of a cylinder here. And then I'm going to go ahead and suggest the thickness of the lip like so. And then we can see the inside of the mouth. Okay. Now, this area right here, I'm going to go past behind that just a little bit because that's where the gills would be. And it would be something like this. And I want to establish that first because we're not going to really put any scales on that section. In the center half, right about here, we have this dorsal fin. And that extends back to about here. And then here we have the tail. It's a little too skinny, so I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. Now it's got a fin back here, relatively close to the tail. Right behind the gill, there's another fin. And there's another fin in between the two, so, and it's kind of like the shape of a fan. So all I'm doing right now is kind of establishing where everything's going to go. Now on the other side we can see a little bit of this fin, and it's more open than this one is. Just the angle, that's all it is. And the eye is located right about here. I think I may have to push this back a little bit. So I think just a little bit too close to the eye. Yep, I think I'm going to move it back just a little bit more. Like so. And flatten this up just a little bit. Okay, so there's the first step. Now we're going to start adding our cross contour line so that we can begin putting in our scales. And we're going to end the cross contour line right about here because then we're going to put in the filaments. Alright, for this particular one, with the pattern the way it is, I'm going to use diagonal lines. Remember, you got to make it look like it's going around the fish. So don't go straight, and then it goes under the fish. So over, down, around it, all the way back. As I start getting closer to the tail, I'm going to start putting them just a little bit closer together so that they get smaller when I start putting in the scales. Oops, sounds a little bit too I'm going to do the same thing in this direction. I'm going to speed through this, but now you can see how these are going to look. Just got to round them off so they look more like fish scales rather than just diamonds. Notice that I'm rounding off the upper edge, this edge here, and the other ones I don't touch because they tuck underneath what's already there. So like this one I'll go like this, and then this one will tuck. So that gives that overlapping feel to them. These just go, and they just kind of follow the shapes. These kind of point back towards the tail just a little bit. These are coming down. And remember, there's movement to them, so don't make them all too rigid. And that's it. Now if you wanted to throw some color in here, they also have to wrap around. So like in this particular image that I'm looking at, this is like a red orange. There's like a red orange patch up here, and it follows my cross contours as well. And then there's one right behind this flipper here. So I'm just gonna put them in lightly through the scales, right? Because the colors are on the scales. Let's go ahead and put in this tail. And then there's some red back here as well. And there's a little bit of red in there as well. Okay. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of color on it.